Hello. My proposition is that the use of animal testing by cosmetic producers should be banned in the United States. Why? Because it harms animals, because it is not effective, and because there are safer, more humane alternatives available. My first secondary claim is that animal testing harms animals. This fact is not hard to prove. Animals, most commonly rabbits, rats, and guinea pigs, are held in laboratory confines, and experimental ingredients are tested on them to prove their safety. According to mercyforanimals.org, the most common tests measure the levels of eye irritancy, eye tissue damage, and toxicity. The Drake test uses rabbits to measure eye irritancy. In these tests, a drop of liquid, powder, flake, or granule is placed in the rabbit's eyes while they are held in metal stocks. They are held in these stocks for sometimes days at a time while the products are being tested on them, and many break their necks trying to free themselves. Another test is called the lethal dosage test, or LD. Basically, it does exactly what the name suggests. In the LD50, the test subjects ingest massive amounts of product using stomach tubes, injections, or vaporizers. The animals are forced to keep consuming these products until half of them die. And, of the few that live, most experience convulsions, vomiting, paralysis, or bleeding from the eyes, nose, or rectum because of the test. If that doesn't scream animal cruelty, I don't know what does. My second minor claim is that animal testing is not effective. According to Roger Kearns from the Microbiological Associates, animal product tests are extremely variable. They can be affected by the age and sex of each animal tested, as well as the specific housing and nutritional conditions they are held under. In addition, they can also be affected by how the specific product is administered. So like whether the ingredient was injected or orally ingested. Another fact to prove the ineffectiveness of animal testing is the infamously cruel LD tests that don't measure the toxicity for human health hazards. They actually measure the toxicity for the specific species being tested. According to IDAUSA.org, LD test results cannot be extrapolated from a mouse to a rat, let alone from a rat to a human. These tests presume that animals are essentially the same, and that humans and animals are essentially the same, and that a small rabbit weighing approximately 15 pounds will have the same organic reaction to the same amount of product as a 120-pound female. In addition to the difference in simple size and weight, you could not expect the same results and the same effects on a human because of anatomical differences in the organs and the layout of the organ systems. It has been proven by Hartmut Klein from the Institute of Biochemistry at Humboldt University in Berlin that animals have a different distribution of capillaries and fine blood vessels, making their reaction to skin products unlike a human reaction. To end this discussion of effectiveness, I'd like to quote Dr. Michael Ball of the European Center for Validation of Alternative Methods. He said that the scientific basis for animal testing is weak. These are scientists proven in their field of animal testing, and they are continually saying plainly that animal testing for cosmetic products does not work. My third reason for ending animal testing is because there are safer, more humane alternatives available. According to GEARI.org, alternatives include computer modeling, improved statistical design, in vitro, a form of synthetic skin called Corositex, use of corneas from cadavers, and the murine local lymph node assay. In the assay, the ability of a material to potentially elicit a delayed hypersensitivity response is evaluated by the ability to cause mitotic proliferation of lymphocytes within the draining lymph nodes. So basically, it's a way to test allergic reactions to certain substances without using animals. On a similar note, there are many companies that are actually able to avoid testing altogether by using pre-approved ingredients from the Cosmetics, Toiletry, and Fragrance Association. The alternatives vary, and even more are being discovered every year. Johns Hopkins University, Cardiff University, and many other educational and institutional foundations are devoted to finding even more alternatives to animal testing. As Gordon Baxter, co-founder of PharmaGene Laboratories, says, "If you have information on human genes, what's the point of going back to testing on animals?" In his mind, there isn't a point. If you have the knowledge and the technology to test these products safely, then there is no reason to resort to the violent, inhumane practices of animal testing. Now that I have proven a need for change, I intend to propose how my partner and I plan to make animal testing a thing of the past. We believe that animal testing should be banned from the United States cosmetics industry by way of federal legislation. This legislation would include that any cosmetic provider producing any form of makeup must substantially test product safety without using or testing any mammal, reptile, or amphibian. This should apply to all producers manufacturing products within the United States, or simply selling these cosmetic products within U.S. borders. All companies not in compliance with these rules shall be subject to the shutdown of their testing facility and the disallowance of their products to be sold within the United States. The organization enforcing this legislation would be the Federal Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA. So, in conclusion, because it harms animals, because it is not effective, and because there are better alternatives, animal testing should be banned through legislative action.